All right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely Sabbath day in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. I'm kind of in a little rush thing because I was sitting here doing some study and I realized that it was really a lot of overwhelming information, and I don't think it's so much as that the information that was the overwhelming part. It's just I start to begin. I'm getting dizzy, lightheaded, and kind of I can feel that it's not the norm of who I am. So I know something is going on, but I'm gonna press on through because I think I have this message and a message after this one, which is the message after this one is going to be very, very powerful. This message is pretty good too. It's powerful, but it's more like a warning to you all out there and how we need to really be careful in how we entertain in our spirit those that are elect and are aware of the light that's in them, and that their light is their spirit man that connects with the Most High Yah. Be very, very cautious and careful in how you entertain videos and messages, because you're not really getting what you call spiritual food. You're getting spiritual lies and a lot of junk food, in a sense, that's not good for your spiritual body. If you can turn anything into spiritual food that will nourish your spirit, that you may speak it unto others so you can nourish their spirit man, then that's fine. If you get food that's not good, but if you can take that food and reverse it into spiritual, you got it made. You got it going on. See, that's what we need to do. We need to take these messages that we're entertaining in our flesh, and we need to entertain it in our spirit, reverse it, and put it back out in a way people can start to get fed in the spirit, and stop getting fed by your flesh and thinking you can put out information in your flesh and that's all that you need, and it makes your flesh feel good as if it's being well taken care of, and it's not. Okay. The first thing I want to cover is I do want to cover and this is a warning to a lot of things that's going on out here. I want to cover what my daughter, let me go and cover, she texted me a message, 12:30, I think it was, last night. And in her message, she wanted me to know that, and she laughed at it, which is good. That's pretty good. That's okay. But the message is very powerful for me because I can kind of, not 100, you guys. I'm not going to tell you I can feel it 100. I can feel that where we're at, okay? I can discern more so than feel where we're at. That means my spirit can discern pretty much where we're at than what my flesh can feel, okay? So there is a feeling in me that can feel this. My daughter sent me a clip from somewhere, and it says, my daughter, she sent it to me at 12:36 a.m. in the morning. Now, it says, there are no white people in the Bible. And then it said at the bottom, take all the time you need with this. And I want to show you a picture, and I hope you can see it. It says there are no white people in the Bible. Then at the bottom it says, take all the time you need with this. I like to see this here because this is what I was speaking to you all about, the marching. Don't take heed to people who ridicule in the marching, because it carries, I wouldn't say a mystery, the prophecy. It's something in it that's carrying the prophecy. Don't get thrown off about the looting and the stealing and the fires. You getting thrown off. The enemy wants you to get thrown off. There's something a little bit deeper with the march. It's something a little bit deeper and spiritual, But people who don't have the Ruach and say that they do, and they really in their hearts really believe that they do. But when you cannot see behind your flesh to see things spiritual. So that's my message to you all out there. Start start desiring to be able to discern things in your spirit and understand in your spirit and to grip things in your spirit and have the knowledge in your spirit and have the wisdom in your spirit and have the only way you're going to get the full understanding is in your spirit. Because that's the mission of the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, is to give you the understanding. That's why it says when you finish getting your knowledge, when you finish getting your wisdom, and all things, you better get some understanding, because that is the Ruach HaKodesh. He comes to give you the understanding. But what I'm saying is, be careful, because it's time, and that's what Sister Deborah is all about. She wanting to give you information that would cause you to think about moving a little higher. I mean, strictly higher than where you have in this throughout life. And the higher is in spirit and in truth. It's not in this fleshly messages that they're giving out. And the dirt that surround their messages leaves you nothing for your spirit. It just gives you pleasure in your flesh to hear these things so you can expound on it and talk about it. But it's all vain and vax. Let's get to the core of this thing. This thing is spirit. This war that you see that you cannot see. Let me say that you can't see it, but I can see it in the spirit. You can only see it in the spirit. It is you think Russia against America will be a war to you? Do you think United States would Korean would be a war? Or with China, it's a war to you? You ain't seen the war until you see spiritual, the war that's actually going on right before your eyes. And you can't even see it. And you know why? Because you don't know spirit, nor do you know truth. Because you have rest in flesh. Messages for your flesh to only be able to digest. Now, let's get back to my daughter. When she sent this to me, 12:36 in the morning, 12:36, I was asleep. So therefore, her giving me this message, I didn't get into this morning. But it says there are no white people in the Bible. And then it says take all the time you need with this. That is so true. Because we're in a season spiritual. And it's time, and it's high time that you start listening and eating food for those who giving you the things in the spirit. It's high time to kick the food for the flesh to the curve. It ain't doing you no good, no way. It's just like the food we're eating, and they got all the chemicals in it. We've eaten it, and we just eating it, and we just eating it. We're going to restaurants. We're going everywhere just eating anything somebody put their hands on. And anything, don't care what's in it. We don't care about nothing. We just want to eat. And we just eating all kind of chemicals and everything that they putting in to our food. That's just how you're doing in the natural as far as these messages on these platforms. They're feeding your flesh. They're not doing nothing for your spirit. They're not giving you healthy meals. They're giving you meals to keep you puzzled, wondering why is this, why is that, they doing this, they doing that, they doing this, they didn't doing that. They ain't giving you the spiritual food to even show you why you where you at. Because when you really learn, let me explain to you all. When you really learn why you are where you at and why the oppressor is on your neck, you know what you would say? You would do more repenting. You would do more seeking the spirit of the Most High. And asking him to forgive you. You ain't asking y'all to forgive you in your flesh because people giving you messages on this platform. This thing is spirit, you guys. Now, I'm going to show you what my daughter gave me. And I'm going to show it to you so you can see it. This is a white woman. And look at her sign. Now, this is true. That's why I say to you all. When you get people on here ridiculing people that's marching, it's because they only can see one thing in the march. The looting and the firing and them taking. But yet they get on here and complain about how the white man had took from them. But yet you're saying, when you see a black man running to the store to get a TV, oh, y'all, don't go out there. They doing this. See, you can't win with people who wants to give you dirt. And dirt is in their hearts to give you. These people looks like sheeps. They dress like sheeps. They appear like sheeps. But if they ain't giving you no spiritual insight, they feeding you like a wolf. A wolf. These are sheeps in wolf clothing. Now look at this. I'm going to hope you can see it. I hope and pray. This is a white woman. This is her sign. I'm going to try to, I hope you can see it. Her sign is saying in the Bible, I can't see it because I'm showing it to you all. It's actually saying, there it is. There you go. Can you see that? This here, let's see if that's going to go viral. No, they won't let this go viral. They will keep this. Here it is. Can you see it? Can you see what she said? Then she's marching. You see? Can you see this? This is a white woman. This is what my oldest daughter sent me, 1236. Why? Because these are the things I'm instilling in her that's coming to pass. So I hope that you got a chance to see that. This white woman is actually saying that there are no white people in the Bible. You know why she said that? Let me give you that. Let's go to Jeremiah 16. Let's go to Jeremiah 16. I hope you got your sword. And let's go to Jeremiah 16. And we're going to cover verse 19. In verse 19, hear this. Hear this. O Yahuwah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction. In the day of affliction. Let's say that again. In the day of affliction. Whether you know it or not, we are in the days of affliction. That's why Sister Deborah can send you a message saying birthing. A woman in travail. Birthing. We're in a birth stage. Okay? Labor pains are before us. We're already in labor. Okay? Now, here it is again. Jeremiah 16 and 19. O Yahuwah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Let's say it again. Jeremiah 16, verse, chapter 16, Jeremiah, verse 19. O Yahuwah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, on the four corners, which they have come. Okay? And shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. That's where you at. When you see them marching out there and pulling down statues, don't just bypass it. I want you all, like I've said on several of my videos, you got to see the spiritual picture of what is going on. You can't see it because you're so bombarded with with natural lies, things that people want to keep feeding you, so you can't see spirit and truth. There are people actually on these platforms that think for sure they are the called people to give you what the Most High Yah want you to know. But they are liars. It has always been those that are come in sheep clothing. But they are wolves. Lying. They did it with Yeshua. Surely you must understand it is great numbers of them on these platforms. They give you dirt. And they try to compile it with something spiritual as if they're giving you spiritual truth. In this time, in this day and time, they didn't see enough fleshly dirt. People wants to see what the Most High is doing in this time and season, spiritual, through his prophecy, through his will, and through his messengers that he is sending in this day and time. He sent them in every state of time and season. He sent his to say what he wanted them to say. Who's died and said he can't do that in this day and time? Because they've been feeding your flesh. Now, this is what is going on when you see the marching. Now watch this. Sister Deborah have said several times in her post and what she sends out to these people. And that is this. If you can't die for us, you can't fight for us, don't stand with us, nor march with us. You get what I'm saying? See, they fighting and they're dying to the lies of their forefathers. Deborah saying the same thing. Deborah is saying this, what every person that have come to really understand who they are in the Most High Yah, you should grab t-shirts, have them made galore all over the place. Let me tell you why, though. Let me finish saying this and I'm going to tell you why it's important. This here saying the post that I've shown you many a time. And here it is. And this is still, this is my t-shirt. Okay? This is my t-shirt. Okay? You see? This is a post that should be on every t-shirt. And I believe you should put it on white t-shirts. Get them out to everyone. Free. Don't go selling them. Get it out. We're changing this Black Lives Matter to something that really spirit and truth. And let me explain that. I'm saying in this post, if you can't die for us, you can't fight for us, don't stand with us, nor march with us. Now let's go to Jeremiah 16 and 19. Hear this out. Watch this here. O Yahuwah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the days of affliction. That's what days we are in. In the day of affliction. Watch this here. The Gentiles, watch this here, shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth. Isn't this happening on the four corners? Is not this happening on the four corners? Watch this here. The Gentiles shall come from the end of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies. How do you get rid of those lies? No, don't march with me to get rid of those lies. Don't stand with me. Don't speak for me. How do they get rid of those lies? They got to die for me. They got to die for those lies. They got to fight for the lies that was told. Okay, watch this here. Vanity and things wherein there is no profit. So you got to take these lies and you got to die for them. You got to fight for them being removed. You see? But don't stand with me. And don't march with me until you're able to die. Die don't mean just physical. It means physical, mental. It can be physical, but that's not what Sister Deborah is speaking spiritual. She's saying die to the lies. Bury them suckers. When something dies, what you do? It stank. Get out on these police departments and these court buildings. The president of the White House lay on that ground and stank for us. Die for the lies of your forefathers. And we're not talking literally dying fleshly, but if you have to, many of us did. But that's not what Sister Deborah is saying. Die to all those lies. When you die to them, what rise up? Life into truth. Fight for it. That means don't keep running and turning away from the White House, the court buildings, the police department. Die for us. Fight for us. Fight, when I say us, truth. The truth of the matter of who we really are is what Sister Deborah is saying. So this, believe it or not, this should be on every man's t-shirt. He wants to say Yahuwah, Yahuwah. All right, you said you're not Yahuwah. How long you going to say that? How long you going to keep doing it your way, your fleshly way? See, and this speaks for it here, where we're at. Jeremiah speaking about this here way back in Jeremiah. We're there now, you guys. That's where we're at. That's why I say don't. See, it's a lot of things that goes on that I try to get people to understand. You ain't got to business messing with nobody's Christian. Don't mess with Christians. You ain't got time to waste spiritual time on Christian. Because that's what time that we're actually in, even though we don't understand. It's on spiritual time, which is y'all's time. It ain't on our time. No man knows the day nor the hour. That's time. So therefore we have to understand that we need to get out of this time in which we thinking, oh, we sitting here and waiting for Babylon to come, waiting for him to take us to the promised land. We waiting for things where our eyes will not see. Not these natural eyes. So we need to get busy on making it better for the days to come. If it's more days set in the days that the Most High has prepared, which it is. Everything ain't finna show up and show out in front of us. We've seen so much, we done turned our face from it and building up a new denomination instead of building up on what's already was, is, and shall be. See, we building up on something new. We thinking we're not. Let me show you how selfish people are. They didn't came to what they call a little knowledge of, hey, we were the people, and they didn't took it and ran, but they went the opposite way. They didn't go the way of the right. They went the way of the left, meaning their own way, their own understanding. They don't understand, and this comes with going into the vineyard and going out and laboring. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go that way with what they found. They went the opposite, and they need to be. They need to have, because I'm going to teach a lesson today. I'm not a teacher, but I'm going to give a lesson to how I've heard from the mouth of Yah saying how he's going to send those out. And you know what? Many's going to miss them. Because they went to the left, what they come to understand. They went to the left when they went out making movies, and they went to the left when they went and put labels on who they are. They went to the left when they went to getting overexcited because the more information they was reading, but they didn't have it in spirit and truth. They had it through their books that they're finding, and still today searching more books, and don't understand it. It ain't even that serious. Ain't never been. Truth has always been present with us. But greater is the truth that rests in us. Just imagine how much of this truth should have been in every last one of our forefathers coming across that ship in them boats. What happened to it? It's because after, in Jeremiah 16, in verse 5, the Most High Yah told me, as the prophetess in the wilderness, through his spirit, peace, loving kindness, and mercy was taken from us. That was taken from us, you guys. On them ships. There's so much that was taken from us before we even got to this land. See, but we rest all the information to this newfound belief, this newfound religion that has been formed as the Hebrew Israelites. It is a religion because it should have been founded under spirit and truth. Instead, it's been founded under a bunch of men that have taken it left instead of going right. Okay. Now, I wanted to show you that sign that the lady had, that my daughter had given me late night. This lady is actually saying You can take all the time you need to understand that whites are not in the Bible. You know, see, these are people who are coming to a level of where spirit has taken them. Only one can take them there is spirit and truth. Do you all get that? They don't have to reign on your left and sit and abide in you in what you say. Because you went left. You should have went right, but you went left. Still. And I understand it in Jeremiah 16. See, he's been dealing with us as a people for a mighty long time. A mighty, mighty long time. And we're still feeding them, our people, that which feeds the flesh. Instead of helping them to understand that it's bigger than our flesh. Has always been and always will. These things are spirit. So I thank the Most High for allowing me to understand it in spirit. I have to also, much is given, much is required. So when you look at me and you hear me talking, don't think that this come lightly. Don't think it don't come with long suffering. Don't think it don't come with me being in the midst of endurance. Because when he say something to you, he has to first say it to me. A lot of people don't understand that. Because when he send his out, he give it to them to give unto you. So but first, before I can give it to them, I have to make sure you get it. And then getting it means you have to apply it to your life. You got to measure it in your life. And understand it in your spirit. You don't just go out and just teaching people what you read. Because this thing is beyond just being able to see and believe. This is the unseen and yet believing. You get what I'm saying? That's the power of spirit and truth. Now, my daughter did that. And I want to cover also with this topic, dirt. And we had something that I'm quite sure it went probably viral. People think cause things, just like I was explaining, that's how the mindset of many of people on these platforms that's actually feeding you in the name of Yahuwah. Feeding your flesh in the name of Yahuwah. They give you information and they quickly putting it out because they want to be the first one to give you the dirt. Okay? And in the process of giving you the dirt, that's all they want to do is drop the dirt in your lap so you can stir up a fire in your heart. They're not dropping the dirt in your lap for nothing. They dropping the dirt in your fleshly lap so you can turn up the heat in your heart. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Anybody that constantly feel that they have to bring you the dirt when you're living in the dirt, and the media is the dirt itself. But when people have to bring that dirt and drop it in your lap and wait for your response, or to wait for your action, and your action and your response first start with them because it brings them more subscribers and more likes. You see, more numbers, just like this coronavirus. The number thing. It's a number game. And that's what people don't understand. But I love the Most High, y'all. Because he always lets you know my numbers rest in the least, not the greatest. Hallelujah. Praise that Father. Ooh, Ooh, he's so awesome. Now, so people will bring you the dirt. I have heard several large, not large, they ain't large because there's more people who doing mixed race families is getting more likes and more subscribers. That just shows you the level of those that are in sheep's in wolf clothes still ain't getting the numbers that those who are doing gay things on the devil platform and getting thousands and hundreds and millions, and families, black women with white husband, black men with white wives, they're getting more on this devil platform than anybody that's saying Yahuwah, and you think they ain't jealous? Yes. That's why they topics always arise or come up higher in those type of things that's going on. Those things shouldn't even be put on here as to try to tell what is right and what is wrong. Who gives a rat's behind if a white man want to marry a black woman or a black man want to marry a white woman? Who cares? That's not the commandment. Okay? Where is it in the Bible? Out of the mouth of Yah. Okay? And to say in this day and time. See, everything he does, he say in the days. Okay? In the last days. You see, he put time and season on everything. So some things that they did in the old, a lot of that you wouldn't even want to exist in this day and time. That's period. That's why I said everybody want to get numb to life, truth, the truth of life. They don't want to tell it in the truth of what life is. They want to tell it in a lie of what life is and numb it down so you won't be wise nor knowledgeable in anything that is spirit and truth. Now the dirt I'm speaking of is when people come on and they say things. Let's say, for instance, there is an incident that had taken place where a lady and her daughter had an incident with a Caucasian white woman regarding someone. The white woman had bumped her daughter and didn't say anything and just kept going. And the mother of the daughter, which is a black woman, she was fierce. And she began to tell her, you bumped my daughter, you bumped my daughter. Now, I have sat on this platform yesterday and heard several so-called Hebrew Israelite people, a pastor and a female, along with 3 others, males, teaching about what had taken place. See, when the black men talk about it, they just want to define and be able to continue to hate and degrade their birth mothers, their birth of their nation, their women. Okay? They want to add on to why they hate women. So a lot of people don't understand that they're not going to cover spirit and truth. Sister Deborah going to cover it for you a little bit so you can kind of understand what's going on. And the women would do it because they're trying to get likes and subscribers. They're trying to get the first dirt come out, bam, put it on my page, my YouTube, so everybody can come crawling to you as the one that has the answers. But let me tell you the truth be told. Let me kind of tell you how Sister Deborah talks all about this spirit and truth. But this is kind of going to level it off a little bit. Now, the male pastor, he deals with guns, which is fine. If that's what you want to play with, play with it. That's your toy. You know? But you best bet that what you love as a God, lowercase G-O-D, or with an S on it, shall be what would be taking you out. You can't play like that. You can't play to idol and love something and think that that's going to protect you from what Yah is about to allow to come upon a people and the world itself. What he'll do, he'll let you go on and play with it. He'll let you play with it. It's just like, to me, them having the games. This is a PlayStation. They got a new one out coming 5. They said this is PlayStation 5. Men loves the game. You playing it, but you don't understand what it's doing to your mental. They ain't coming out with them games for you to have fun. They still in this here. And a lot of our young men, as well as olders, that's where they getting their shooting techniques from. And quick to pop. After you sit up in front of them games, they ain't giving you no game. They ain't playing no games that's playing ping pongs or race cars. They playing games that's talking about killing, stealing, and murdering. Those are the only games they like to, the nation of Israel likes to play. And they do. And the tribe of Judah, let's say the tribe of Judah, they love those game system, but they don't see the effect it has here. You heard some of them talking about it because now they think they higher in Yah and they don't play it no more. But you played it enough to where it still reign right in here. Because this is what it's all about, you guys. Still in your thought pattern so you won't be able to think and make righteous decisions, even the decisions to get your flesh under the subjection to your spirit, because your spirit is not controlled by this. It has its own mind, but it's not the type of mind that's going to force your fleshly mind. It's going to let your flesh have its way. Your spiritual mind is sitting and waiting for the Most High Yah to abide in it, so it can help it strengthen and get your flesh under subjection. But if it don't come, it ain't gonna come. Okay, but that's the thing. They thinking, oh, I can go out and get this game. Every time one come out, they go out and pay $500-600, and they don't even understand a system. Just like laptops, tablets, TVs, hand phones, smartphone, all that is to mess up the mind. It ain't to give you pleasure and enjoyment. It still stole your mind. And these ignorant people are waiting for a 666 mark of the beast. These ignorant people are waiting for a chip in their hand. The mind has already been controlled, you guys. Especially when you turn your face from the right and go left. That means you don't want spirit in truth. You want flesh in truth. So what I'm saying is, this media, that's why they control the media. Because they know if we can control that, we got the minds. They knew it. You know, I even said, and I said, okay, Father, you told me during this whole, quarantine, the Most High didn't want me to be glued to the TV. He didn't want me to hear all about the rioting and all of that. He didn't want me. Now, did I hear it? Yes, because every time you turn around, there it was. But he didn't want me to use. It was something he kept saying, stay away from the TV. Stay away from the media. And even as I speak it to you today, I can still feel the love that he has for me. Because he knows already it's about this here. And manipulating this. And that's what they do on this devil platform. They do the same thing. They manipulate you with bringing you the dirt that CNN bring everybody else. And they get it their way and they bring it to you. And then they expound on it and put their definition of what they think. And people draw to it as if they are God and they knows what's what. And they so far from truth. So I'm going to tell you all the 5 people that I've heard yesterday regarding this incident was total in error. They should never, ever have anything to say regarding issues that's happening in this world ever again. Because if you don't have the spirit and truth abiding in you, and you don't have the discerning spirit, the gift that the Most High has put down in the body of Hamashiach, which is in the body of Christ. Christ being the head. He is the Hamashiach. And we are in the body, in this body. He put everything he needs to work this body for him on the earth. Okay? And then when he gave them, everybody their position, he gave them gifts. So therefore, people out here just dispersing things to the flesh of man. They don't have the gifts. They don't even have the position called out to them yet. Or if they even have it. They just out here role playing. Okay? Now let me tell you about that incident. One thing you have to understand. When you see a situation like this, you can't just instant think, this will make me get some subscribers and some likes. I'm just going to expound where I see it. A lot of them just look at it and they just assume, that person is wrong and I'm going to be the judge. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You have to be able to see this thing in spirit and truth. See, everything is spirit and truth before it's natural. So everything that spirit and truth was seen it before it even took place. That's how deep knowing spirit and truth is. Now, this incident that took place, okay, you cannot take one side over the other. You have to just take righteous. That's it. Line what the black lady did and what the white lady did up with what is righteous. If you're not able to do that, stop giving the people the dirt. You can't give people dirt and line it up in your own personal opinion. You're hurting your own nation. Your nation in this day and time needs spirit and truth. What is righteous? Not what is your personal opinion. It's going to get you in the long run anyway. Because he's going to allow your opinion, your thoughts, and the way you feel. to be yours. And then when that time comes, what your opinion meant throughout all the years ain't going to be worth a pot of burnt beans. Nothing. And that's to everybody that's on these platforms. Stop trying to teach people out of the realm of spirit and truth. If he didn't call you, appointed you, and anointed you, and predestined you, get out of the field until you find out your purpose. And you ain't going to find it out in your flesh. You're going to have to get this in your spirit. You're going to have to hear the holy calling you to this. But the Father says to Sister Deborah, this need be. Because this is what the people want. This is what they want to eat on. So let me show you what I mean by that. With this incident, there was no right in none of it. And I'm going to take you a little bit deeper. Okay, you all go to the videos and you can hear a lot of different pastors and different so-called, I call them so-called pastors, and different, but they don't have the spiritual discerning. Nor do they have the Ruach HaKodesh. Because if they did, the Ruach HaKodesh would divide in them spirit and truth. See, you got to take things and dissect it by the spirit and the truth. Because the spirit and truth existed before anything was. It was. And it is. Okay. So what happened was, in this here incident, I'm going to tell you, it's sad because people wants to pull to where they fleshly understand it. But Sister Deborah going to give it to you in a spiritual understanding of why she wouldn't be able to measure that as one right and one wrong. Okay. If I have my granddaughter with me, and we're walking and someone tapping you is not a harmful crime, you guys. You can be in a situation where someone bump you. It's not needed for you to react as if it's time to call the police or it's time to film and cut up from the floor up. Okay? But when you have a bunch of women, our young women, our elderlies, and our women that we have that have come up with not any type of upbringing, okay? And it's even worse. You see on these videos where men, grown men, I mean men even old enough to be your grandfather, standing around watching women fight. They desire, and everything men desire carries a hate toward a woman. So when you see these women out here like this, they don't understand. This is the same woman, okay, that y'all hand to man. Okay? So if this woman is like that, it's because our men is out of order. See, the women can't get out of order before the men. The Most High, y'all knows that. The men has to be 100 out of order. For the women have to be 100 out of order. And now the children is out of order. That's how it come down. See, y'all don't come from the bottom up. He goes from the top down. They want to come from the top and be somebody, leaders, head, and you be submissive. But they don't want to tell the truth about the matter. Everything got to come from them before it rests in the women and then the children. You see? So what took place was we had what normally, because I told you a year ago, the incident that I had in the store. Same thing. But it wasn't a touching or a bumping. It's just the mindset of our women today. They are so sour and so bitter toward our men and them not being fathers, them not being dads, parents, or leaders. And it ain't got nothing to do with a woman putting someone out the house or the government on welfare. That's the conniving trick of the enemy that has instilled the flesh mind of a man. It's got to do with where did Most High called you to be. Where did he say out of his mouth you supposed to be at? What did he say out of his mouth you supposed to be doing? What did he say how you supposed to be conducting yourself? You are totally out of order men that cause your women to gain the same spirit that's in you, in her, and in your children. Oh yes. To the point where he said he'll visit the iniquity of the father, not of the mother. Because he knows really where the iniquity lies and rests. See, even Yah knows that. Because he is the creator of all things. And he knows all things before, now, and to come. We run around here like he ain't know nothing. He don't see nothing. Now, this woman with me, and it has happened even to me. If someone bumped into me to where I feel that was a little bit too hard, I say, excuse you, and I keep it going. It ain't about acting a fool and carrying on, but these are the ways of our women today. And they are out of order because the top has been out of order. The Most High showed me, let me see how many years it's been. 2008. 14 years when I had my store. He sure did. He said it's a chain of command. He said, you see these chains you have here? They're white plastic chains, and they were all hooking. It showed one chain here, which was Yah. The second chain here, which was Christ. The third chain here, which was man. The fourth chain here, which was woman. And the fifth chain was the children. The crack was right in where man was. He said, this is the problem. And see, I don't have to say that as a female. I'm saying it in spirit and truth. See, I can't come on here and just give you what I feel. I'm telling you spirit and truth. You don't even have to listen to me. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter to me. That's why I say unto you, I can have one person that said like, and that's good enough. Your ears have heard what I said. They don't even have to accept it. They don't have to respond. They don't have to subscribe. As long as I have that one ear, that's all that matters. So what happened in this here incident was the Caucasian woman, she should have just said, if I bumped you, I'm sorry. I apologize. That's it. The reason why she wasn't able to say that is because her God was in her car. You missed it, didn't you? Her God was in her car. That's how their mentality is. See, if she didn't have that gun, okay, and she didn't have that, she probably would have said it even if she did have that man in front of her. But if she didn't have that, she would have turned around. That God, lowercase G-O-D-S, in her car. She would not have said that. She would not have done it like that. If you bumped someone, it's nothing wrong with saying, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I bumped you, baby. I'm sorry. So all she had to do is to say that. So what was going on in that white lady's mind that you couldn't even apologize, even when you see an ignorant woman saying that you done something? That's all it would have took. So she did get an opportunity to say something somewhat of apology once she got in the car. But it wasn't until after she got into the car where she began to say something that was a little bit positive. Okay? Now, watch this. The white lady did not understand. You don't know what type of mindset this black lady could have been. This lady could have been one of the ones on substances and had mental condition and would have tried you at your gun. And you would have no other reason but to go to jail. Let me tell you why. Your life is not threatened because someone's behind your car or someone hits your car. That's not your life. That is property that can be repaired. Okay? If you really wanted to do right, you could have called the police. Had them to come when she wouldn't get away from the car. But her hitting your car wasn't damaging your car. Her getting behind your car, yes. That's when the police should have been called. There was 2 responsible adults in your car. But no, they trusted in their God. Their God is what they have prepared for people like you and I in this day and time. Because they think that they're going to fight their way out of what their own system is putting them in, which is a cage. But they're going to start off with a people that they never cared for. Okay? Now, her actions should have been get into the car, bag back. If the lady continued to ride back, that would have been on her as far as the damage, because it's seen that she's behind the car, and it wasn't that the car hit her. It was her standing in the way of the car. Okay? Now, where it all went wrong was anytime you pull a weapon like that, you are saying, I was waiting for you to take me here. And that's what the white woman was saying. Now, with the world seeing this picture, I'm going to show you the ignorance of those who post this dirt and then get the fullness. is they see that viral, that makes more white people pull guns on you and not. You see what I'm saying? And get away with it. That's where the wrong is at. So you don't make one wrong right and make another wrong right. You just tell what is right in both pictures. There was no right in none of it. Okay? So you stand in the middle in righteousness and judge the matter and then place it in the people's lap. You don't go saying, when this here shouldn't have done this, and this woman in her mouth and keeping her mouth. Oh, no. Come on. Let's bring it in the righteous lane. Okay? We got two lanes here. We got two lanes here. Let's take it and put it in the middle. Put it in righteous. Don't use your gun because you believe that your gun is your God. You're making the decision to take someone's life because someone touched your car. That ain't good enough, people out there. You're making a decision to use your gun. When there is a woman and a woman fighting or arguing, and it's too heated and you can't, they fight each other. When they finish, they're gone their way. No life is lost. But when you pull a gun, you don't know if that girl could have went to her car and got hers. You don't know if she was strapped. You don't know. Then there's a fire. You see? You pulling that gun and saying, I got my God. I know how to handle this. And showing the whole world, white people, anytime they bother you, pull your gun. And that's the ignorance of those who wants to spill the dirt without seeing the unrighteous in the whole picture. You see? Yes, the woman, the black woman, and her daughter was totally unjust. But where it came to where the white woman became unjust totally is when she pulled that gun. And notice her husband didn't get out that car, did he? But notice what he told her. Get in. Her husband was hollering at her, telling her to get in the car. Get back in the car and come on. Get in the car. He did not want her to do that. But she did it because she figured, I'm going to handle this my way. Let me get this gun. This is my God. I can handle this. It can become your God because you've been and took someone's life because you didn't know the state of mind this young lady is in. And that's one thing I have learned about our men. The level, the Spirit of the Most High had to give me this because I was like saying that they gone. These men are gone. And they are gone. Their state of mind is gone. It is gone. Only one going to deliver them is the Most High Yah. The tribe of Judah mindset is gone. You got more than 50% of the tribe of Judah in the closet and out of the closet. They all are in that lifestyle. And some that has dipped in it and decided to come back on the other side, but still desire it. So I'm telling you, the minds of our men are gone. So it takes you back to what Sister Deborah said. The mind of their flesh could be gone, but it's time to cry out in the Spirit. Because that's the only one that can bring it back to the righteous level. You see? Or the level where they can make the right decisions in life and to do the things which is right. But where their mind's at, you go, I don't care what state you go to. You go where the black people at, our men on the ground, on the streets, drugged out, drunk out, homosexual out, but yet they running around here trying to make it about men and don't even understand their whole tribe is lost without a cause. They're going to need a deliverer that is spirit and that is true. So when you hear these pastors that's leading the flock down the black woman without downing the white woman, then that's where you know these are wolves in sheep clothing. Anytime someone can't see the level of what is taking place, that means to be able to see things spiritual, you have to take it and bring it to the middle of the table, which is righteous. You have to bring it. Had that lady not gotten her weapon out, she would have been fine. Both of them, they would have went eventually. She would have pulled off and it would have been over. You see? But now it went viral to tell the world. You see how the devil get in it? Now it goes viral and it shows all the other Caucasian how easy it was to get us under control. Just pull that gun. You see? So you see how we join in with the white woman saying she was right? You even hear an ignorant man that called himself a pastor say that whenever she was right, because whenever your body is threatened, your body wasn't threatened, your body was in your car. Your husband could have continued to bag back if that lady would eventually, I don't know where her state of mind is at. Because from what I can understand and see, her state of mind went all the way there, period. Because these women, this is what they're doing every day throughout the day. Fighting one another or looking for a fight. I'm telling you, these young women, and the younger they are, the more vicious they are becoming. And I mean, they looking to fight someone. And their mama are looking. This because the men that has been around them have sat. And I'll tell you one, in Leviticus 18, where he tell a woman don't stand before a beast. You know, when he was telling the men don't mess with all these women, this is what he was saying. And then he tell the woman don't, and also tell the men don't have beasts, you know, intercourse with any animals. And then it tell the woman don't stand before them. Standing before them represent showing the act so the men can look. You see, the Most High got it covered. And that's how men are in the tribe of Judah. They wants to see a woman in a way or in a position where it matches what they think and they feel anyway. But their ideal, they don't understand, this is your nation. You're going to be the one that's going to be looked at when it's all said and done. When they hung up on the tree, it wasn't women. Yes, women and children were hung. But when it was coming to throw down on your nation, it was on you. You see? Yes, the women back in the biblical lost their lives because of the things you did. The whole house went down. Even the children. But I'm just saying to you, when you all thinking he's going to bypass you and all these women is sick and loud mouth, you don't understand. That mouth can be used. Oh, yes, it can. If any righteous come before it, that righteousness can use that mouth. Oh, yes, it can. So a lot of times when men are sitting and thinking that they can bypass and make things right because make what a woman does wrong to make their purpose right, you can't win. And you ain't going to. Not in the eyes of the Most High Yah, nor spirit and truth. You can't win. There's no winning in that. He ain't gonna let you win. He gonna let you mumble and jumble and put dirt out and lie and manipulate all the people whose heart wants a God on these platforms, because that's what it leads to. Most people want a God on these platforms. They want to see God because they see God in your message, in what you say, and what you do. They see God in that, not even knowing they ain't got nothing connected to spirit and truth. They see God in their flesh. Because ain't nothing they seeing in their spirit. Because once you see him in spirit and truth, you realize you've been lied to all your life, even to the appointed time until you see spirit and truth. Then you realize these people have been lying to us all this time. Our own people. Just like your own people killing each other. Stealing from each other. It ain't no difference. Only devil platform because you see a melanated or a person saying they're a Hebrew Israelite, and because they're a man and they're on here saying that they are more watchman, a seer, a pastor, a teacher, and all this old camp leader and all that, don't mean that they righteous. They are wolves in sheep's clothing. And the only way you're going to be able to divide them is with spirit and truth. If they're not feeding you spirit and truth, meaning showing you what's behind what is going on, they still lost without a cause. And they doing an excellent job feeding you, being your God. Because that's the main reason why you over in this here land is you worship them, which is other gods, before the Creator God. And you still got your mentality of your Father. And until y'all come and deliver you from that, nothing Sister Deborah can say on these platforms would deliver you, not 1 inch, not 1 second, not 1 moment. But it's not that Sister Deborah wasn't sent here to deliver it to this devil platform. Okay? And I'm going to, my time is up. Oh, it's my time been up. Okay, it was something else I wanted to cover. Let me give you this one. Okay. Right here. Look what I went into the thrift store and look what I found. You see that? Can you see it? You see that? Gather together. I just got that yesterday. And let me show you something. In Genesis 49. In Genesis 49 and verse 1. Jacob called unto his sons, and he said, gather yourselves together. This is what he said. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which befall you in the last days. Jacob is speaking from where he sleeps. And he's saying, gather yourself together. This is what he's putting on my spirit. Gather yourself together. I hope you can see that. Okay? When you get to verse 2, now you hear the spirit of the Most High Yah. Now in here, this 2, people can say, oh no, that's Jacob saying again. No. You have to read it. Oh, you can't just read it. I forgot and get it. You have to be led by the Spirit to understand this. Verse 2 in Genesis 49 and verse 2, it says, gather yourself together. That's what it said. You see that? And hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. That's the Most High Yah. He's telling a people it's time to gather. So you all out there, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this. It's time to gather. And I don't mean in the flesh, but in the spirit of the Most High Yah. It's time to gather in spirit and in truth. Not in all the dirt that is going on, because it's taking place. But in what is spirit and what is truth. It is time to gather. I found some land. I don't know what 5 acres is, but it's been laid on my heart to contact the owner and just to say, when you have that dream and that vision, know that I am the one that is surrounding. I saw that land, and it's just all land here in Missouri. I don't want to pay a dime for none of it. And if I had to pay for it, I don't want it. I know that the Most High owns all things. And if I can't believe that if it's His will, it will be given unto thee. I got a very good plan to build, in a way of not building treasures here on earth, but until He reach us as a people. Not for me, but for others. He's already reached me. He can't reach me no more than what He has. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think He can reach me no more than He have. You know? Because He have shown up and shown out in my life where I can't ask for nothing. Because there's really nothing to ask for. Everything is before me. I have to watch it come to play. So I, Sister Deborah, hope that you all got something out of this. And when I was speaking of that land, I was looking at somewhere where you can grow crops and have animals and raise, animals, build homes, and build a place of worship, more than one place. I would want one in the front of the land and in the back. I would want places where men gather, and also when the women want to do things, they gather. I would want a gym. I would want one level housing built with 2 bedrooms and 3. I would want little houses built that has just a big, like not a loft, but I forgot that was just a big room. A lot of those built. I would rather, that's the sort of thing, and it would be a place where we wouldn't have to do anything outside of putting Him head and let Him be a cloud over that area for us. And the light of that flaming torch will be lit at the front of the entry at all times, that we may remember that he has always had the light on for us. No matter which way we turn, he's been ever present there for us, and he always will. He's been coming back for what is his, and he's going to hold them blameless, because a lot of the ones that sunk down here didn't come to be revealed or to be recognized. They just come to stand in the gap, to let those that like me know that he is out here as well. Okay, so I, Sister Deborah, hope you enjoy the message, and I say have a great Sabbath day. I have one more excellent lesson here, and I say enjoy the rest of your Sabbath day. Shalom and shalom.